Justin Bieber's marriage was never about love. The Selena shadow theory. What if Justin Bieber's marriage to Hailey Baldwin was never really about love? What if it was about pain, guilt, and the ghost of a woman he could never forget? Selena Gomez.
For years, fans have seen the smiles, the luxury trips, the matching tattoos, but behind the Instagram perfect moments, people close to the couple have whispered one question. Is Justin truly in love with Hailey, or is he still haunted by Selena? And by the end of this video, when you see the pattern, the timing, and the emotional clues, you might not look at their marriage the same way again. So juicers, grab your glass, because this is one story that's spilling over with heartbreak, history, and a whole lot of speculation. The beginning, when Justin met Hailey. To understand where things started to break, we've got to go all the way back to 2009, peak baby era. Justin Bieber was this teenage sensation performing live on The Today Show. And backstage, a shy young fan named Hailey Baldwin, yes, Stephen Baldwin's daughter, got introduced to him. It was quick, polite, barely memorable. But somehow, that tiny handshake would set off a chain of events that shaped pop culture for more than a decade. Fast forward to 2014, and the two reconnect through a church group. Suddenly, they're spotted at events, posting group photos, and insiders start whispering that the friendship was blurring into something more. By 2015, Hailey's traveling with Justin's family, celebrating New Year's Eve with him, and finally making it Instagram official in early 2016. Fans thought it was cute, the good girl and the reformed bad boy. But within months, Justin unfollowed her, ghosted, and ran straight back to his on-again, off-again soulmate, Selena Gomez. And that's when the heartbreak cycle truly began. But what Hailey didn't know was that this back and forth, this emotional merry-go-round, would become the blueprint for the rest of their relationship. Because when 2018 rolled around, what looked like a romantic comeback turned into one of the most confusing love stories in celebrity history.
The whirlwind wedding, rebound or redemption. So here's where things get wild. In early 2018, Justin and Selena broke up again. But this time, it felt final. Justin was devastated. Selena was focusing on healing, and fans thought maybe they'd finally close the chapter. Except, within months, Justin was seen with Hailey again. And before anyone could process it, he proposed. Just like that, no long dating period, no engagement tour, no build-up. 3 months later, they were married in a courthouse ceremony. Felt like a sprint, not a love story. Even die-hard believers admitted it seemed rushed, like he was trying to prove something, maybe even to himself. And sure, the wedding photos looked magical, but insiders said there was tension from the start. Hailey wasn't just marrying Justin Bieber, the pop icon. She was marrying a man still emotionally wounded, still talking about faith, forgiveness, and the pain of his past. Friends said Justin saw marriage as a cure for chaos. He thought love could fix him, but instead, it made his struggles more visible. And within months of saying, "I do," reports came out that Justin's mental health had hit a serious low. Hailey, barely 21, found herself playing nurse and therapist instead of newlywed. Sources claimed she was terrified at times, trying to keep him grounded when he was spiraling. Juicers, that's not how most honeymoons go. Mini tease, but it gets even more unsettling. Because as Hailey was trying to hold everything together, Justin seemed to be drifting further back into old emotions and familiar ghosts.
The Selena shadow, love that never left. Let's be honest, the Selena factor has never really disappeared. Even after getting married, Justin couldn't stop referencing her. From emotional interviews about past mistakes to lyrics that mirrored Selena's old Instagram captions, fans caught on fast. In one song, he used the exact phrase, "lose you to love me," months after Selena dropped her hit with that same title. Coincidence? Maybe. But believers weren't buying it. And then came those little moments, the ones fans freeze frame and analyze. Justin staring off during interviews when her name came up. That viral clip of him crying in the car while a Selena song played in the background. Or even liking posts from old fan pages that celebrated Jelena. Every time something like that surfaced, Hailey's comments section exploded with comparisons, criticism, and, let's be real, pity. People started calling her the replacement girl, saying Justin had just married the person who was always waiting for him, not the person he truly wanted. It's harsh, but even some fans who used to defend them began admitting something felt off. So what do you think, juicers? Was Hailey always Justin's safe choice, or do you think there's real love under all the noise? Drop your thoughts below because this debate has never cooled down. And if you thought that emotional shadow was bad, wait until you hear about the power dynamic that's been quietly shaping their marriage from day one. Control or commitment, the power balance problem. Around the time Justin and Hailey reunited, something strange started to show up in their public appearances, a pattern that fans couldn't ignore. Remember that awkward moment when Justin skated off and left Hailey behind with paparazzi swarming her? She tripped, fell, and had to run after him through traffic. It was hard to watch. Or that tense live stream where Hailey looked too nervous to speak until Justin smirked, and only then did she relax and copy his body language. Fans called it walking on eggshells energy. Even during her health scare, the mini-stroke incident, Justin's public response felt off. Instead of privacy or empathy, he announced it online, calling her strong, but in a tone that made it sound like he was managing her story. It made people wonder, is Justin the overprotective husband, or someone who likes control a little too much? Some insiders say this imbalance traces back to their early dynamic. Back in 2016, when Justin was involved with other women, including Kourtney Kardashian and even Kendall Jenner, Hailey's best friend, he reportedly told people he didn't want to be tied down. Hailey, meanwhile, was patient, loyal, always waiting. Some say she was conditioned early on to play that role, the loyal, understanding girl who never walks away. And that loyalty eventually became her trap.
Juicers, be honest. Do you think Hailey's devotion helped their marriage survive, or did it make Justin take her for granted? Let me know in the comments because fans are seriously divided on this. But this next part, it's the theory that keeps Reddit threads alive. Was this marriage ever meant to last, or was it built on something far more strategic than love? The citizenship theory, logistics or love? Okay, this is where speculation hits full throttle. Some fans believe Justin's 2018 wedding wasn't just about romance, it was also about timing. At the time, Justin was still on a visa, and marrying an American citizen could make the path to dual citizenship much easier. Now, of course, that doesn't mean it wasn't love. But when you look at how fast everything happened, courthouse wedding, no prenup, no cooling off period, it does raise eyebrows. And here's where it gets even more suspicious. Sources close to Justin said that when things started to crumble a couple of years later, he couldn't easily leave the marriage without triggering immigration scrutiny. So fans began connecting the dots. Maybe he stayed not because he wanted to, but because he had to. Now, whether that theory's true or not, one thing's undeniable, the cracks in their public image have only widened. Justin rarely shows up for her major events anymore. Their Valentine's posts feel more like individual brand moves than shared affection. And the emotional tone, it's gone from fairy tale to fatigue. Every time Justin posts about growth or healing, it sounds like someone still trying to find peace within a marriage that doesn't fit. Hailey, on her side, has been posting more solo content, spending time with Kendall and Kylie, and building her own identity outside of the Bieber name, something fans interpret as her quietly preparing for independence. But before we end, there's one last twist, a moment that left even insiders questioning whether Justin's marriage was an escape plan from heartbreak or a long-term performance for stability. The emotional exit, love, guilt, and the unfinished story. People close to the couple say Justin's biggest struggle isn't Hailey, it's closure. He's never really processed the fallout of losing Selena Gomez. Selena's made peace, found new love, and even inspired her fans to focus on healing instead of hate. But Justin, his creative output, from changes to justice to swag, all still circle around regret, faith, and the ghosts of past love. Every lyric about redemption or broken promises feels like an open letter. And Hailey, to her credit, has stood by him through the meltdowns, the scrutiny, and the constant comparisons. But she's also become the lightning rod for everything Selena related. It's left her in an impossible position, fighting for a man who might still be emotionally elsewhere. And maybe that's why every public appearance feels tense. Every silence between them feels louder than their words. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just a celebrity marriage. It's a story about two people who wanted love but ended up trapped in the shadow of what came before. So juicers, here's the real question. Is Justin Bieber still living in the past, or is this marriage quietly heading toward its final chapter? Because with everything happening lately, from separate appearances to those cryptic social media posts, fans are starting to think the end might already be written. If you want to know what insiders are saying about the next phase of their relationship, including reports that Justin might be preparing for a solo spiritual rebrand that doesn't include Hailey, you're going to want to check out our next video, Justin Bieber's silent separation, the clues everyone missed. Until then, stay juicy, my friends, because this story is only getting deeper.